Thank you. Hello, everybody. This is KT. Well, my full name is Kautilya, but I go by KT Verma. I'm the technology advisor with Lynked.World. And so I've lived roughly in 10 states in this country. I've changed mostly 5 employers. Also have flipped into many healthcare systems, meaning a hospital A to a city 1 to a hospital B. And every time I change employer, I go through this rigorous process of background verifications. They ask about my previous employment, they ask about my educational history, and tons of other things that are associated with my background. This is when we were trying to look at, me and a couple of our friends, and what is it that these companies like HireRight or Sterling, which are mediators of the background verifications, why do they charge so much money? And why do I have to pay 4 times every time I go from employee A to employee B to employee C? And that's what led us to let's look at the market that we have been trying to look at, is this identity management, access management, document sharing, background verification industry. How big is that? And we started looking at the numbers, and it was fascinating for us to see. This was roughly 3 years ago when we did that research, and we looked at the growth potential of a system that can offer not just the identity platform where you maintain, share, control your identity, which is table stakes these days. Every blockchain-based platform you're doing, there are table stakes. We absolutely got those table stakes in the platform. And then once we looked at the financial potential of the product, we also looked at the problems of my day-to-day life, which is employer A to employer B example. We looked at the documents that we share. We looked at the resumes or the CVs that employees or potential candidates make. Half of the information is either wrong or has never been validated. These are the different problems that we run into issues right now. Financial industry, employment industry, hospital industry, they all look for the know your customer. Any employee patient which is looking for your data, they would like to understand the customer potential to figure out what is going on. The financial opportunity and the simplifying your life opportunity for an end user led us to the platform, Lynked.World. And the name sounds very similar to LinkedIn. It's only a component of the LinkedIn that we actually want to compete with. It's going to be a verified, trusted professional network, meaning when I have my profile on Lynked.World, it is actually validated by my peers. For example, somebody who did my schooling with me, my source, meaning the driver license authority, meaning the employee A I worked with, meaning the universities or educational institutions I visited, they will have a verified stamped blockchain transaction record associated to my profile. We have gone beyond, as I said, the table stakes, your identity, a blockchain verified transactional data. We have gone through the QR code sharing, meaning you can actually configure a QR code of various pieces of information together that I can share using my phone to a vendor, to an institution, to an airport security lines too. This is where we are expanding. One of the other things that we added in the platform, which is very different than usual identity management products out there, is the application development platform. We are providing a platform by itself where you should be able to create and configure a form on top of the platform we should be able to utilize. Very simple example I give, a university running an admission campaign for a course. A master's course a university is running, they should be able to quickly go ahead, configure the application form for the admission into the university, publish on our website, and all the consumer end users or students that are part of the platform should be able to quickly share the digital identity data stored into the application form that can directly go to the university admission websites. The ecosystem is beyond, with these features of the solutions that we provide, our ecosystem goes beyond different verticals and industries. The idea that we have been looking towards is producing a software as a service platform, building across all of these different industries. If you look at education, which is what I explained a little more time, but if you look at the healthcare industry, the idea is, as a patient, when I go to the hospital for my services, I should be able to quickly, with my QR code and document sharing mechanism, I should be able to share my personal data, as well I should be able to share the documents, meaning my medical history that I have been tracking on the platform, I should be quickly able to share. The vendor, the hospital, as well as me, both are part of the platform, and the sharing of the data becomes a very you scan the code and move forward. different players within that ecosystem, as we've been talking about. They are, of course, the job seekers, students, employers, hospital industry entities. All of these entities play a various role, and the platform becomes grand from the different product and services that it is supporting for them to provide. Some of the real-life use cases, the patient registration, the employee access, attendance, and the admission. As an employee, when I go in, I can do a geography-based check-in and check-out. When I do my time clock entries, that is also available as part of the product. So this is where we started looking at the financial aspect of the growth and simplifying the daily life of an employee, of a worker, of an end user. And we started expanding our product from that angle. Where we are so far. If you look at the modules and different features and functionality we have been adding to the product is brand. And I still remember 3 years ago when me and Arun, who's the CEO of the product, he's a longtime friend as well, we started looking at this roadmap and we started focusing on the background verification. That's where last year the product was ready. End of quarter 4 2017, the product was ready with iOS, with Android and web version, and our background verification product was already up and running. We started bringing in more users, and everybody else started expanding the product. We have roughly 50,000 end users, around 50 organizations already part of the product. Our first expansion market is India, where we have tons of ties with the government organizations and trying to solve their problem. Digitalization, India is still lacking. That's where we're hitting. But if you look at our team, and I'm going to show that, we are expansion globally. We have presence everywhere, Middle Eastern. We have advisors, developers, team representing all of these continents so that expansion can grow geographically too. 5 patent applications already out there. QR-based document sharing. They are all work in progress. We should be having all these patents up and running pretty soon. Configurable forms, which is also pretty different from other markets. And it's a quick comparison of the competition. As I said, the table stakes, identity, having the people there, making sure your transactions are verified and stored, users getting rewards. These are all table stakes, completely available in the platform. On top of it, we have the application development platform, the dynamic and configurable profile of the end user, as well as the consumers that can utilize the platform. With looking at the potential growth from revenue perspective, this is how we are expanding into. Different industries, different verticals, and we actually did a quick estimate of what can we build as a software as a service in the platform that's going to provide various revenue growth opportunities from different verticals. That's our platform in total, the product as such. It's multifaceted platform providing you access from the identity perspective to an application development platform. Some information about the token sale that is actually in private right now. If you look at our site and if you look at the ratings, we are already getting 4.5 to 5-star ratings from most of the ICO rating sites. Private sale bonus is going on. More information is available at our booth. We do have starting a full ICO starting 15th of November, goes through mid-February. And we also have scored committed investment from Pecunio, roughly 2 million worth of coins that we've been talking about. We already secured that investment from them, and more to come. A couple more information. I think this is table stake. I think this audience is pretty savvy around the users and how users and reward system works, how when consumers go there, they update their profile, they verify the profile, they're going to receive different rewarding system, and token distribution is also pretty similar to various industry aspects that we have seen. Or partners, which are not there anymore on the screen. I'm going to continue anyways. It's going to show. So we have a couple partner screen that we have established various named agreemented partners back in India. A lot of government services are already following us as part of the product. We're going to get into a paid engagements pretty soon out there. I also had a slide. Are you able to get that sooner? Yeah. Sure. There you go. I am quickly going to go to the partner slide. couple more. That's the partners. You will see most of the partners listed from Indian government sites, which is where our expansions are big. We have better connections, relations there. Hence, you see the education industries as well as other industries which are part of our partnership model right now. Tons of people we talk about whenever we speak to them. There are great opportunities, great feedback we are getting about the products. We did present our product last year at the HR Tech Conference, and we did receive the most influential product as part of the HR Tech Conference. That's our team. Very global in nature. My friend Satya, who's sitting right here, we represent the US continent. We have our CEO, Arun, actually sits in Netherlands. He runs the European market, working with a lot of countries and those organizations. Our advisors range from Middle Eastern to Singapore to India. And that's it for today. Thank you.
Okay, we have time for a question. One question. Anyone? I'll ask a question.
Sure.
So I've seen other people trying to solve the identity problem here. Do you require that everybody takes your solution, or are you going to integrate with other solutions? How does that work?
So identity provider perspective, our idea is to integrate with some of the best providers. And then expansion-wise, we are anticipating our platform to become the #1 identity provider solution.
So not necessarily required to use your
Correct.
platform, but integrate.
But integrate, yes.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great guys. I met them a little bit earlier. Do meet them. Ask questions. So next up will be. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.